I used to believe that family was everything. That no matter what, blood would always be thicker than water. That belief shattered the day my own family betrayed me. My name is Jake Carter, and this is the story of how I lost everything only to fight back and take it all. I remember the exact moment when my world collapsed. It wasn't a dramatic explosion, no sirens blaring, no screams. Just silence. The kind of silence that lingers before devastation. It was a normal evening, Mom humming in the kitchen, Emily setting the table, and Dad, staring at his phone, face pale, jaw clenched. That was the moment. The moment I should have known something terrible had happened. "Dad, have you spoken to Uncle Martin lately?" I asked, my voice breaking the stillness. Dad's hand tightened around his fork. "No. And he won't be coming around anymore." I laughed nervously. "What? Did he finally move to Hawaii like he always talked about?" No one laughed. Dad's silence stretched long enough to make my stomach twist. "He stole from us, Jake." His voice was quieter than I expected. Almost defeated. I blinked. "What do you mean?" "Stole what?" "Everything," Dad said, pushing his chair back. "The business, the money, our future. It's all gone." The fork in my hand clattered onto the plate. "No. That's not possible. Uncle Martin, he built this company with you." "Why would he?" "Because I was a fool to trust him," Dad said bitterly. "I left him in charge of the paperwork while I handled the work. I signed where he told me to. And when I stopped looking, he took it all. Forged my name. Transferred the company to himself. Legally, I own nothing." Mom reached out, gripping Dad's arm, but he pulled away. His pride wouldn't let him accept comfort. "So, that's it? He wins." My voice came out louder than I intended. Dad exhaled slowly. "It's over, Jake." But I wasn't ready to accept that. I didn't sleep that night. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, my heart racing. Uncle Martin, no, Martin. He wasn't my uncle anymore, had betrayed us. The man who had given me my first baseball glove, who had helped me with math homework, who had stood beside my father for 20 years, had ripped our lives apart. By morning, my disbelief had morphed into something sharp. Something hot. I needed answers. I stormed into Dad's study, ignoring the stacks of bills and foreclosure notices. I rummaged through the drawers, hands shaking, until I found it, the contract. The one transferring ownership of Carter Enterprises to Martin. The signature was wrong. Close, but not quite Dad's. "Jake." Emily's sleepy voice startled me. I turned, holding up the paper. "He forged Dad's signature. He stole the company." She rubbed her eyes. "What do we do?" I gritted my teeth. "We go to Martin. We make him answer for this." Martin's office used to feel like home. It still smelled like Dad's cologne and the wood polish he always used. But now, it felt foreign. Cold. "Jake, Emily," Martin said, leaning back in Dad's old chair. "What a surprise. What brings you here?" "Cut the crap," I snapped, slamming the contract onto his desk. "You stole from us." Martin smirked. "Stole? That's a strong word, kid. Your father was weak. He never had the guts to take this business where it needed to go. So I did." Emily's hands balled into fists. "He trusted you. We all did." "Trust is for fools," Martin said, standing. "Business is about power. And I have it." I stepped forward. "Enjoy it while it lasts, because we're coming for you." Martin chuckled. "You're just kids. You have no power here." I met his gaze. "We'll see about that. I wasn't a lawyer. I wasn't a businessman. But I knew one thing: I wasn't going to let Martin walk away from this. Emily and I started digging. We talked to employees Martin had fired, vendors he had cheated, investors he had lied to. We pieced together a trail of corruption, deception, and theft. Then, the miracle happened. A former accountant, a woman Dad had fired years ago for incompetence, came to us. She handed me a flash drive. I kept copies, she whispered. Of everything. Bank transactions. Shell companies. Proof that Martin wasn't just a thief, he was a criminal. Dad was hesitant at first. Fighting him means going public. It means dragging our family through a legal battle. I looked at him, unwavering. He started this war. Let's end it. Courtrooms don't look like they do in the movies. They're boring. Sterile. But that day, it was the most important battlefield of my life. Martin sat across from us, his usual arrogance replaced with tension. Your Honor, our lawyer said, presenting the evidence. Not only did Martin Carter forge legal documents, but we also have proof of embezzlement, fraud, and tax evasion. The courtroom erupted. Martin's lawyer tried to argue, but when the judge examined the evidence, his face hardened. This is not just a case of business fraud. This is criminal activity. Martin paled. Martin Carter, you are found guilty. You will serve 10 years in prison. All stolen assets will be returned to Richard Carter. The gavel slammed. It was over. As officers led Martin away, he met my eyes. No smirk. No arrogance. Just fear. Getting the company back wasn't the happy ending I thought it would be. The damage had been done. Investors pulled out. Employees were hesitant. It was like putting together something that had been shattered. But we did it. One night, sitting at the dinner table, Dad really looked at me for the first time in months. Jake, he said, I'm proud of you. For the first time, I let the weight of it all settle. The anger. The pain. The betrayal. But also, the justice. Because family isn't about blood. It's about trust. And when trust is broken, there's no going back. Some scars don't fade. And that's okay.